Everything happens in time, you know. There's a time for everything. There's a time to be in a group, and there's a time to be solo. At least there was for me. If I had had it my way, I would have been in the group forever. You know, I enjoyed the group atmosphere. I thought, you know, it's so good to have two guys on stage backing you up. But the interesting thing about entertainment is that when you're struggling, everybody goes in with the same goals. You know, but somewhere along the success area, you start to look at everyone around you and go, wait a minute, where are you going? Where are you headed? Because I'm going this way. Wait, what happened? I thought we were all on the, you know, and sometimes success can do that. Sometimes it really illuminates, you know, creative differences, spiritual differences, you know, emotional differences. And I, you know, just like a young person would think that, you know, the friends that my fifth grade friends are going to be my friends forever, you know, throughout high school, throughout. And it's not that they cease being your friends, but sometimes you just mature to a place, and some people get there faster, some people don't, you know, and you know, hopefully, ultimately, everyone catches up. But, you know, it's really interesting because I didn't actually make a decision to be solo. It really just happened. I promise you that. It's hard to explain, but, you know, I had intended to be in the group forever until I found myself in circumstances where I felt the inner desire to express myself freely and openly without any constraint, you know, without anybody saying, hey, you can't say that. That's not fly. You can't say that. People won't, you know what I mean? So, you know, the only way I could have done that was in doing a solo release. Well, the good part about it is I think that God, you know, surrounded me with the right team, you know, with the team that I needed to help me exercise all of my ideas, you know. It's like, you know, you need that. You need that army. You need that force. You know what I mean? No man is an island, you know. So I refused to take all the praise, you know, for that, because they were talented musicians, you know. They were talented engineers. They were talented production assistants who really, really, you know, were there. And if I had an idea, I was able to express it and, you know, made them stay and work diligently till it was expressed. And, you know, that I appreciate. I appreciate the fact that if there's a will, there's a way.